Again, a very good afternoon to all of you. It's indeed, as Tasneem said, very encouraging to see you all assembled here today to listen to me on the 3 dimensions to becoming an international master trainer. Well, before I get into what all this thing is about being an international master trainer, I would like to answer a simple question for you, which I'm sure is in your mind. Why at all become an international master trainer? Why? When there are so many other things one can do. Why become an international master trainer? To understand the answer to this question, you'll have to get yourself a historical perspective. Let me help you find that historical perspective. Whenever there has been tectonic changes on this earth, the way we have done business and the way society has behaved after that has totally changed. Let us take the example of World War I, World War II. During World War II, the world was divided, split into the Axis and the Allied forces. The Axis forces were the fascist forces of Germany. And to prevent their expansion, men folk from all across the world had to leave what they were doing and join the armed forces and go to the war front to prevent the fascism from spreading all over the earth. What happened then? That was a defining movement. The women folk, they had to step in and fill up the vacuum created by the men. And in the process, the woman never looked back after that. They could establish beyond a reason of doubt, any reasonable doubt, that they were as capable, if not more, than men in doing the work. And from then onwards, my dear friend, women came out into the market. They stormed the bastion, which was exclusively a men's bastion till then. And the world became for a workplace for both men and women. Something very similar happened during Y2K. So the Y2K problem demanded the extensive use of software engineers. India had quite a good number of software engineers, and we were doing a lot of software work. But during Y2K, there was a tripling of employment-based visas granted by the US. Fixing the bug enabled Indian engineers to establish their credentials as leaders and catapulted them as world leaders in addressing technology problems. So much so that today, Google, Microsoft, IBM, Adobe, and God knows how many more companies has Indian-born engineers at the top leading the company. India established without any reasonable doubt that they were leaders in the software profession. Friends, the world is passing through one more tectonic movement, one more tectonic crisis. I don't think I will have to tell you what it is. For the last 2 years, the pandemic has ripped apart society and business. The World Economic Forum in Davos recently observed that a post-pandemic talent reskilling has become an imperative. It has observed that 50% of the world employee population have to reskill themselves. The world population stands today at approximately 7.47 billion, of which 3 billion are employed, and of these 3 billion, 1.5 billion are going to be requiring to be reskilling themselves. And who is going to reskill them? That is an opening up a world of opportunity for the international master trainers. Trainers who can transcend boundaries and provide skills and expertise to people across the globe is what an international master trainer is. That means you can earn like never before as an international master trainer. That is the first why of why you should become an international master trainer. In these times of economic crisis, when there is a downsizing of employees, people are resigning, gig economy is growing, monoliths are collapsing, and global small businesses are sprouting all over the place, there is a huge opportunity for all those people who want to adopt training as their profession or their alternate source of income to build themselves a huge cash reserve and an alternate stream of income. Accompanying that is one thing which all of us desire: admiration, popularity, name, fame. All that is available to you when you become an international master trainer. You will hold the position of a mentor, a guru, and people will look up to you and respect you and admire you for your knowledge and for your contributing to their prosperity. There is one more very interesting perspective which I would like you to see. Glassdoor, which is an accepted platform to understand what people can earn in any profession, says that an Indian earner, when he starts his job, he earns about 18,650 per month. This is updated to 24th February 2022 by researching 2,788 incomes of corporate trainers. When you begin in India, you get 18,650. But if you were to begin in France, you would have earned 1,700 euros, that is 1.5 lakhs per month. The same you in Tokyo would have earned 1.90 lakhs. And if you happen to start your career in London, it would have been 2.50 lakhs. And the highest the world over is in New York, where if you start as a trainer, you would have earned 3.30 lakhs per month. All these are from Glassdoor. You can Google and find out yourself. One question must have come in your mind. Why is this person showing me what I will earn in Paris, Tokyo, London, or New York, when I am sitting here in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Jaipur, Indore, Bhopal, or Dombivli? That is because, my dear friend, be it London, Paris, New York, or Tokyo, every place is just a mouse click away from you today. Sitting in the comfort of your home with just a mouse click, you can land up there, provide the training, earn in the dollars, yen, euros, and pounds, and get back. Absolutely no visa, no passport, no traveling, nothing, just a mouse click. So, is it really that easy? No, my dear friends, it's not that easy. The competition has heated up. If you can reach New York from Bangalore, New York can reach you from Bangalore. From New York, they can reach you in Bangalore. So you will have to really upskill yourself and be able to face the competition in the international arena. You'll have to find yourself a person who not only knows what to teach, also how to teach. Then he should be able to provide you the practice and then handhold you and take you in the path which he has walked to success. Yes, teach you, help you practice, then guide you to success on the path. And why, my dear friends, am I qualified for that post? Let me tell you something about myself. As Tasneemji said, I have 45 years of corporate experience. I have senior management experience of over 34 years. And I've been a CEO in various national and multinational companies for 26 years. And I'm now the chief mentor and founder of Back Solutions. I have over 30 years of offline and online training experience. For 30 years, I have been training people both on the offline and then after the pandemic on the online. I have trained over 7,000 professionals from all industries. 7,000 professionals. 5,000 people have benefited from my training on cognitive science and implicit learning. And I have already created 48 international master trainers to the first batch of Diploma the Master Trainer. That should tell you that I have got adequate hands-on experience of over 45 years to help you become an international master trainer and build a beautiful career for yourself. So, are you ready for the global journey? Are you ready to step out of the locales of your geography and create a future for yourself internationally? Are you ready? Who does this you indicate? Who am I referring to when I say, are you ready? Who will benefit from this Diploma the Master Trainer, the International Master Trainer course? Who will benefit? First, the self-employed. Be you a doctor, engineer, consultant, lawyer, auditor, or a financial consultant, process consultant, or a turnaround artist, whatever may be your profession, you will benefit from it. And why? Because still before the pandemic, you are bound in the geography of your locale. A person practicing his art in Jaipur or Hyderabad was limited to the catchment area of Hyderabad or Jaipur for his clients. But today, with the world going online, you can provide your services and product across geographies, wherever you wish. You will not be, bound by the geography. You can just get onto the online platform and build your practice. The second are the teachers and trainers. Teaching and training was predominantly an explicit behavior earlier. The teacher or trainer used to hold the head of the class position, deliver his knowledge and information, and at some indeterminate point of time, maybe during the class, during the week, month, or year, questions were served to the audience, the participants, the trainees, or the students, and they were asked to recall and reproduce the answer. On their ability to do so depended how well or how intelligent they were. But no more, my dear friends, that's not what is happening on the online platform. Today, we are on to the fundamentals of the taxonomy of cognitive learning from the taxonomy of Bloom. We have moved on from that method of teaching to the community of inquiry, which has three presence: the cognitive presence, the social presence, and the teaching presence. And this community of inquiry has to be learned by the teachers and trainers if they have to survive, grow, and build a career for themselves on the online platform. Pew Research of America has observed that by the year 2025, 99% of all commercial and educational activities will be conducted online. That is the amount of disruptive change that is going to take place. And that brings us to the most important segment of the people who will benefit both from this program, that is the experienced and knowledgeable elders. How sad it is that in many countries in the world, including India, the moment you touch 58 or 60, you're asked to go home. You are told you are retired. The entire lifetime you spend acquiring knowledge and experience, and when you are at your best, you are told to go home. And then you are dependent on your family members, on your children. All the knowledge that you have gathered goes to waste. Research has shown that people don't retire because they have aged. They age because they have retired. People fall sick after retirement. Life becomes a drag. But no more, my dear friends. We will see in detail why no more. You have today a golden opportunity to not just earn, be productively employed, be socially relevant, and be respected, honored, and admired by everyone around you. Before we come to the retired elders, let us first see what is there in store for the self-employed. As per IFRI and digitalization in the post-COVID world, the view from Japan and Europe is that self-employed can go global. You don't restrict yourself to the local market anymore. And to build a successful career on the global arena as a self-employed, all that you need to do is understand cognitive science and thereby understand people who are not there in front of you. And then you understand the value of implicit influencing and thereby change people's behaviors and opinion. And finally, by mastering presentation techniques, you will ensure that you will keep your audience totally engaged and give a very effective delivery and present your messaging and teachings to the audience in a very, very effective manner. And all this you will do from the comfort of your home basking in the affection of your near and dear ones, and possibly playing with your children or grandchildren. This is what is available to consultants today. And then we come to the teachers. Pew Research says that by 2025, this scene will be something you will see only in the museums across the world. The real scene will look something like this. Everything will go online. So friends, if there is any teacher and trainer here in this crowd, tighten your belts and pull yourself up by your shoelaces. The time has come for you to upskill and reskill yourself for the online platform. That brings us to the elders. Research has shown that 77% of Indians don't save for retirement. Most depend on children for their support. And how do they spend their time? So the children give the money for them to survive. Have 2 square meals a day. Fortunately, in our country, we have something called the sanskar, where the youngsters take care of their parents. But how do they spend their time? Time hangs heavy on their neck. Most of the retired elders, they spend time from morning walk to morning walk. You can see here in the park, all the elders have come together for half an hour, 1 hour of chit-chat, gossip, in the name of morning walk, and then disperse again for a morning walk next day. It need not be so. I recently read an article in the Forbes where it said, if I could change my career at 60, so can you. The author observed that it was a daily effort to maintain a sense of dignity amid the rejection. He was feeling rejected at 60. That having spent a lifetime earning knowledge and experience, he was told to go home. He had spent all his money educating his children, getting them married off, paying home loans, car loan, education loan, and what else and what not. And when his children had settled down, he thought now he can earn and spend time with his wife. He was asked to go home and sit tight. That was when he realized this searing experience, however, led to one great thing. It inspired me to become a career coach so that others could benefit from what I learned the hard way. My dear friends, it's time for you to become a career coach. Only thing is we call it in the International Master Trainer. You can take your knowledge to any part of the world and, like me, make money in tons. Yes. You will make money like you have never before in your life by sharing your experience. There was a time when we were paid to gather knowledge and experience. Now the time has come for you to make money by sharing that knowledge and experience. And you will be totally busy. You will not have to worry about spending time from morning walk to morning walk. And you will be surrounded by admiring eyes. People who will look up to you, admire you, respect you. All this while you are sharing the knowledge that you have gathered during all this period of your life. What a wonderful opportunity it is for you, elders. I am 65. If I can do it, you can do it. So, what is an International Master Trainer all about? What is this? We are an agrarian economy. India has always been an agrarian economy. So all of us understand what we are seeing here. We are seeing a technologically savvy modern farmer plowing the field. So what is the link between farming and International Master Trainer? There are 3 dimensions to both of them. There are 3 dimensions to farming, and there are equivalent 3 dimensions to being an International Master Trainer. The first dimension in farming is you prepare the field by plowing it. The farmer plows the field, and once it is ready, he sows the seed and allows the elements, the sun, air, water, and the earth to nurture the seed. And he comes in at the right time to harvest the crop and make money. He plows the field, he sows the seed, he harvests the crop. Very similarly, an international master trainer begins by identifying his niche. What is his niche? Then he creates a digital program of his niche. Something which will address some requirement of the market. And then he markets it and monetizes it. This is what an international master trainer does. International master trainer can be divided into three parts: a trainer, a coach, and a consultant. As a trainer, he addresses a large population. As a coach, it is a one-on-one to the leaders. And as a consultant, it is to an industry and an organization. But in all the cases, it all begins with identifying the niche, creating a digital program, and then monetizing it. Let's first understand what is a niche. Niche is a very abused concept, with people saying anything and everything. As an international trainer, your role is not just to define, but to help your participant understand it and retain the knowledge forever. That's precisely what I'm going to do now. I'm going to help you understand what a niche is, and in such a way that you will never ever forget it. Niche comes from the French word and derives from the Middle French word nicher, meaning to make a nest. Nicher is a French verb to make a nest. It is derived from the Latin called nidus, which is for nest. It is meant to highlight a particular role of an individual species or organism in its community and its environment, including its position on the food chain. So, what does it really mean? The term was coined first by naturalist Roswell Hill Johnson, but it was first used by Joseph Grinwell in a research program in 1917. A niche is a nest, that is a place where you are most comfortable. The home is where the heart is. What is it that your heart is in? Research has shown that over 87% of the people are today employed doing something which they never studied for. They studied for something else, and they are doing something else. That means they are away from where their heart is. Many people, in fact, unfortunately, don't even study what they want to. They study what their parents tell them or what their peers are doing. In other words, over 90% of the people today are outside their niche. They are not comfortable in the job, in what they are doing, and they carry a regret with them throughout their life. Here is an opportunity for you to understand your niche and start living in it. Let us look at niche from a different angle. As civilization progressed, living space became bigger and more complex and beautiful. Beauty and convenience combined to create niche in the world of architecture. What you see here is a niche in a kitchen. A portion of the kitchen wall has been carved out to keep things which are very handy and required regularly, like a mixie, a grinder, the masala box, the sprinkler, or a toaster. All these things are kept there, the glasses, so that it is at arm's length. In other words, if you consider the kitchen as a market, a portion of that market has been carved out for ease of your doing your work in that kitchen. Something very similar you see in the washroom. Next to the shower, what you require is the soap, the shampoos, the body wash. All these are kept there. The salt, the bath salts, all are kept there. A portion has been carved out and it is kept. That means if you consider the washroom as a market, a portion of that market has been carved out to provide you with services unique to that portion. The same thing with the bedroom, right above the head. It's a bookshelf. You can read what you want. Many people can't go to sleep without reading. And then they have to get up and keep the book in the bookshelf. But if you carve out a portion of your bedroom in such a way that you can just shove the book there and go off to sleep by switching off the light, a niche has been created there to serve a particular purpose. And something very similar has happened in the drawing room to augment the ambience of the drawing room. Now combining the nest, the concept of the nest and the concept of niche in the architecture of a house, let us understand the niche funnel. Number one, as a nest, what is it that you love to do? What is it you are most comfortable doing? What is your real interest area? What is it you always wanted to do? And how do you identify yourself with? What do you identify yourself with? These are the questions when you go back to 1917 as niche was defined, as a nest, as the word was formed. What is it you love to do? What are you most comfortable doing? What your real interest areas are? Friends, maybe you never got an opportunity to ask these questions throughout your life. But here is an opportunity to ask the question, find the answer and monetize it. And next comes, what segment of the broader market are you going to focus on? Like if you have to create a niche in your kitchen, it has to be right above the tabletop where you are cooking so that all the masala items and everything can be kept. So what segment of the broader market are you going to focus on? Third, what solution do you offer for what specific problem of the focused area of the broader market? For instance, in the niche in the kitchen, you wouldn't be keeping your smelling salts, your bath, body wash, and your shampoo. You will keep only the masalas. In the same way as the niche in the washroom will not contain the books. So what solution do you offer for what specific problem of the focused area of the broader market? That brings us to finding the niche. So how exactly do you find the niche? Talking cognitively, you have to go in to understand yourself and then come out to understand the opportunities. So simple. This is how you identify a niche, even though the process is very long and the whole process with template will be taught to you during the Diploma Master Trainer course. Cognitively speaking, you go in to understand yourself and you go out to understand the opportunities. What do you ask when you go in? What are you good at? How do you know that you are good at it? You need to validate your answer to yourself. What do you love doing? What makes you happy? This is the one thing people have been sacrificing throughout their life, happiness. We have been searching for happiness outside because we didn't realize it was all the time within us and we could achieve it by doing what we wanted. What is your attitude towards what you are doing, where you are now? Where are you now? That will define why you have this sort of an attitude. Where is your ecosystem? Today, we are in an extremely crowded place, but what we suffer from is loneliness. We have people all around us, but we are lonely because we never took any effort to build an ecosystem around us. And finally, what is your purpose? Why are you doing all these things? All these questions asked in a systematic fashion will get you to the niche, which will help you understand what you have gone in for. Then you come to understanding the ecosystem. Define your target segment. Which segment of the market are you going to target? Identify an unmet or underserved need. What unmet need exists in that segment, which you can with your niche service? Research your customer base. What are they exactly expecting? What sort of an experience do they want? Create a business plan by which you can monetize your niche and finally market your business to that specific audience. In other words, in the words of Roger Weber, when we come to the right brain, left brain, what we see is the right brain, which is a subjective element, converts a niche into a concept. And then passing it to the corpus callosum, which connects the left brain with the right brain, it passes it on to the left brain to create an applied format through the objectivity of the left brain. And when that is done, you realize the 3 dimensions of the niche. The first is experience. You are what your experience and knowledge is. The second is a well-defined ecosystem with a strong narrative. Who have you surrounded yourself with? As Adi Shankaracharya centuries back had said, Satsangatve Nitsangatvam, Nissangatve Nirmohatvam, Nirmohatve Nishchalatatvam, Nishchalatatve Jivan Mukti. He said, when you have the Sangat of good people, you attain Mukti. He was talking about a well-defined ecosystem with a strong positive narrative. Are you conscious what sort of people will serve your need and what sort of a people you should surround yourself with? And number three, do you have credibility? You might have the experience, but have you been able to establish a credibility for yourself? When you have the experience and you have a strong ecosystem, you will find that you have been highly accepted by them. And when you have a strong ecosystem and you have credibility, you will find that they will show a willingness to be led. And when your ecosystem, the experience and the credibility will meet, you will be able to easily monetize your niche and influence people and build for yourself a career. There are three types of people in this world: the common man, the subject matter expert, and the highly accomplished like Richard Branson, CEO or Oprah Winfrey. Let us see what is the status of the niche of a common man. What are the challenges he faces? The challenge of the common man is that everyone has some experience and knowledge which is very useful. Everyone who is there on this platform, 32 in number now, have got very good experience and knowledge. But unfortunately, you have a very ill-defined ecosystem. And why do I say that? Because of the behavior that most people show. You get a Facebook like and you have a friend request, you accept it. Anyone who wants to connect with you on LinkedIn, you connect. Anyone who sends the link for a WhatsApp, you're there in it. There is absolutely no controlling the narrative. Doctors in their social group have hundreds of doctors. In other words, they are fostering, culturing, encouraging competition for themselves. The same thing happens to engineers, same thing happens. You know, they say birds of the feather flock together. Is that niche? Is that a well-defined ecosystem? No. It leads to only contradiction, argument, and dissonance. That brings us to no credibility. Because of this, you don't have an opportunity to exercise any credibility. Ecosystem knows your experience, but you have got no credibility. And this lack of credibility means you are invisible. That is very poor visibility. Other than the limited area that you are, if you are a chief engineer in a company, you retire, you come out, you are finished. No one even knows that you are an engineering graduate. You are just one other senior citizen of this country. This means there is no future for you. This is precisely what has happened to most retired people. They gather a lot of knowledge and experience, but they have not spent their time creating an ecosystem around them, nor have they made any effort to establish their credibility as a subject matter expert. And in the process, they are invisible and they don't find a future for themselves. So many people send messages to me. Can you find me a job? How can I? When you have got no credibility, when you don't have an ecosystem, when you are invisible. That brings us to the next person, the subject matter expert. The subject matter experts are those who again have very good experience and knowledge and also a degree of credibility. They have a credibility, a professor, a teacher, a consultant. All these people have some credibility in their circle. But again, they have a very ill-defined ecosystem. Other than their immediate circle, they have got no ecosystem at all. Again, the ecosystem is totally diffracted, fractured. What happens when you have extreme experience, high credibility, but no one to transact it with? You are frustrated. That is one of the reasons that most people are frustrated with their career and the job they are doing, even though they are very capable, is because they don't have an ecosystem in which to drive it. What happens when high credibility meets no ecosystem? Stagnation. Where you are, you have to spend most of your time searching for your clients, looking for opportunities, chasing mirages. There is no exchange of ideas. There is no exchange of opportunities. And what happens when experience meets no ecosystem? There is no sharing of knowledge. Who do you share your experience with? This is what is a result of lack of niche for a subject matter expert who has been able to establish two parts of the three, but because of the absence of the third, has collapsed. Now let us see how one person used all the three to his advantage. This is Venezuela in 1970. A nation of only 29 million people. The country was beset with poverty and crime. So lying next to Colombia on the drug route. Who hasn't heard about Escobar, Pablo Escobar, the great, drug lord who was the richest man in the world, who literally became the president of Colombia. Nearly became the president of Colombia. You see, this country was lying next to it. It was on the drug route. It was crime-ridden. And it was going downhill. Downhill at a pace faster than what Sri Lanka is going today. At that time came this person. This person is Jose Antonio Abreu Anselmi. If you were to Google him, the Wikipedia would say he's a Venezuelan orchestra conductor, a pianist, an economist, an educator, activist, and politician. But his name does not contain a doctor before that. In fact, he's a doctorate in economics. And who better than a doctorate in economics to pull a country out of poverty and the economic mess it was in? This man gave a big hand to Venezuela in doing that. You will all say, yes, it is true, but then he has to be able to do that because he's an economist. He did not adopt that route. To his name was added social activist much later. And in 2009, the Grammy Award gave him the Latin Award, as a, what do you call it? He was given an honorary award in 2009 for his contribution to music. He was given the Latin Grammy Trustee Award. What did he do? Abreu knew that crime in his country was growing only because of a regular supply of criminals. And where did the regular supply of criminals come? It came from the slums of Venezuela, where children were born every day and they were growing up and they had nothing to do. Right outside their window, they were seeing murders and drugs being peddled, and they grew up in it. He thought about it. And using his behavioral economics brain, he came up with a brilliant idea. He created a program called El Sistema. Children love music. They're attracted to music, like ants are attracted to sugar. Even now we see children learning Baba Black Sheep, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and Mary Had a Little Lamb only by singing it and not by reciting it. So what he did was he created a program called El Sistema, where he took children from 2 to 5 years of age and started teaching them music. At that time, there was no music in Venezuela. There was no music learning centers. My dear friends, the first batch of El Sistema had 11 students and it was conducted in a garage. Today, El Sistema proudly says it has got 700,000 students starting from the age of 2 learning music. So much so, the world's largest philharmonic, that is Los Angeles Philharmonic, has as its conductor the celebrated alumnus of El Sistema, Gustavo Dudamel. He is supposed to be the world's topmost orchestra conductor. And in the process, he brought a sense of dignity and value to Venezuelan society. Children were not attracted towards crime, they were more attracted towards music. And the parents of these children, who were themselves criminals doing this work, saw that a brighter future was there for the children. They prevented them from entering into it. And over a period of 4 decades, Venezuela was pulled out of the rot it had set itself into. That, my dear friends, is working through your niche. How? Let us validate it and see. How Abroad worked through his niche. Number 1, minimal competition. He took on a route which had no competition. How many people would think of working with children and music and stopping the supply of criminals as a way of pulling a society out of crime and poverty? Abroad did. Minimal competition. Number 2, it was professionally and personally very satisfying. Imagine, he was by profession an economist, and personally he loved music and children. He combined behavioral economics, music, and a love for children, and created El Sistema, which was instrumental in pulling Venezuela out of the rot. Number 3, high profit potential. Imagine, it profited an entire country and generations of Venezuelans. How much more profit can you get? It was a high profit. It got him the Grammy. It got him international fame. It got him a position in politics. Solves a practical need. There was a need in Venezuelan society for someone to pull them out of the rot they were in. And finally, it had a strong market demand. Today, El Sistema is practiced not just in Venezuela. It is practiced in most of the Latin American countries, in Europe, and it is a very, very, very strong movement. Hold your breath, my dear friends, in the US also. That is the level of popularity this found. This is what is called niche at its best. And niche at its best is what the objective of Diploma the Master Trainer is. Diploma the Master Trainer, the program begins with showing you how to select your niche. We help you identify your niche. We help you validate your niche. And we help you take it global. As we told you, niche has got 2 other factors for it to be completed successfully. That is building a community. In Diploma the Master Trainer, we teach you how to build a community and nurture it. We teach you how to build an online community. Number 2, how to personalize your social network. You will not be one among the million. You will be the one in the million. How to nurture your community so that the narrative will be managed by you. How to manage that narrative. How to create a growth line strategy for growing. How do you decide at what pace you will go? Where you will be 1 year down the line, 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line. And then how to create corporate connections. And as we said, credibility is very important. We will teach you how to create SME status to YouTubing and podcasting. Not just that. If you want to create a subject matter expertise image for your brand, for yourself, and to market that, you require digital assets. How to build a website. How to create a blog set of your own. How to build creatives and marketing collaterals. Writing content for all media. How to build value for your program. video creation and editing and podcasting. All these things will be taught as a first step of niche building in Diploma Master Trainer. This is about plowing the field. This is about identifying the niche and working through it. The next is sowing the seeds. That is creating a digital program of your niche. The 6 steps of sowing the seeds will be taught to you. You are a huge repository of knowledge. Your brain is the world's largest library. How do you curate content and insight from within it? How do you strategize your insights into deliveries? How do you incorporate implicit influencing techniques so that you will override the objections of the conscious mind and deliver the message directly into the audience's subconscious? How do you structure your program? How do you create a professional deck which will be mesmerizing to the audience? And finally, how do you present? You will learn the presentation techniques and digital oratory. Digital oratory is for the online platform what public speaking is for the offline. Online platform has its own techniques and requirements of digital oratory. You will be learning that. That brings us to what will you learn as a part of it? You will learn adult learning principles. How do adults learn? So that you can teach in such a way that your participants will learn. What is the neuroscience of learning? What are the Bloom's taxonomy and the taxonomy of cognitive learning? You will learn questioning techniques like anthropophora, which will drive your conversation and the narration. You will learn the community of inquiry as proposed by Garrison, Anderson, and Archer in 2001, which has been adopted by all the major universities in the world, starting from Harvard, Wharton, Yale, MIT, Stanford, everyone. We will teach you the community of inquiry, which has 3 presence: the cognitive presence, the social presence, and the teaching presence. How to use it on the online platform for effective presentation and learning. You will also learn the nudge theory, proposed by Richard Thaler, for which he got the Nobel Prize in 2011. Every advanced country in the world has a nudge unit which recommends and makes recommendations to the president of that country, the chief executive of that country, how to drive their policy. This nudge theory you will learn so that you can incorporate the nudge philosophies and the principles as implicit influencing techniques to drive your teaching. In content, you will learn the science and validation of content. You will learn slicing and compacting of the content. You will learn the primacy recency effect. You will learn the structuring of your program. You will learn how to bait and loop for long-term retention in the audience's mind. You will learn the transitioning strategies so that you will transition seamlessly from point to point. You will learn how to prime the mind of the audience for greater impact and embedding. You will learn the opening, the body, and the closing. In fact, you will learn everything there is to creating a digital program. When I say everything, can we miss out on instructional design? Of course not. We have a huge number of topics for instructional design for you, starting with training need analysis, going on to narrative grammar, on to proposal writing. How do you write a proposal so that your proposal is accepted by the corporates and the institutions? Script writing. How do you frame your program? Facilitator guide. What do you say in every slide so that your subject is trim, your delivery is trim and focused? And finally, you will learn how to create a world-class deck, because visual acuity assumes 83% of everything in the brain. That brings us to digital oratory. How do you deliver everything? You will learn the language of a professional presentation without any humming and hawing, no fidgeting. It will be one hot knife going through smooth butter. You will learn how to get the context right in your presentation. The presentation has to be contextual. Whatever you talk has to be contextual. You will learn the ability to tell a story in your presentation so that that will go right to the right brain and stick there. If you talk analytical, objective things, it will only go to the left brain and there won't be any retention. So you need to tell everything in a story format. The art of personalizing your presentation and the techniques of delivering virtual presentations brings you to the most important part of this section, that is digital oratory. You will start, you will deliver, the people will receive it. It will be as simple as that. That is digital oratory. That is the second part, sowing the seed. The third part is harvesting the crop, that is marketing and monetizing your program. You will learn Facebook marketing. You will learn digital marketing. You will learn how to drive traffic to your website and blog site. You will learn how to create a landing page, building community to create an ecosystem on all social platforms. All these things form part of the 5 months course of Diploma Master Trainer. You heard me right, my dear friends. 5 months, not 1 or 2 days, 5 months. And what else do you get? You get to become a life member at DMT Alumni. That is Diploma Master Trainer Alumni. You become a life member. All master trainers will be working with you. This is for free. You will get the video recording of the entire program for life free, so that you can visit the program at any time you want and refresh your memory. Not only that, once the 5 months of program is over, we will handhold you for 1 full year. Help you prepare the program, translate everything you have learned into action, master it, and then, as I told you, walk the talk with you, take you on the journey to becoming an international master trainer. I know the path. Who better than me to show you how to traverse that path? This comes to you for free. In other words, you get to learn as a group. This is the most preferred way of learning for adults. Even if you miss an idea, the other members of the group will be thinking of variety of ideas, various dimensions, perspectives, so your perspective and horizon increases. All the learning is template driven. Being template driven, you can put the questions and the answers into the template for a ready solution. And you will be networking with like-minded people. All these comes for free. You will get a certificate the way Dr. K.V. Subbaraju from Andhra Pradesh got by completing the course on March 22, about a month back. So what is Diploma Master Trainer about? Diploma Master Trainer is a 5-month course beginning on 20th of May and ending 2nd of October. 240 hours of rigorous learning and practice. Every Friday, Saturday, Sunday evening, 7:30 to 10:30. Friday is the weekend, 7:30 to 10:30. Saturday, 7:30 to 10:30. Sunday, 7:30 to 10:30. Many of you might say, so we will have to sacrifice our weekend. Yes. Nothing lost, nothing gained. As in economics, they say, one man's loss is another man's gain. You lose the evenings of your weekend and gain a life of prosperity, knowledge, admiration, knowledge sharing, social relevance. The choice is yours. Do you want to spend your evenings in the weekend playing and spending and gossiping, or do you want to utilize it to build a good financial freedom, a good social relevance, being busy and contributing to others' life with dignity and respect? And on Wednesdays, optional practice session 7 to 10. In addition to this, my dear friend, our coordinators will help you have over 100 hours of monitored practice. All the skills that you learn will be of no use if you don't practice it. In Diploma Master Trainer, that is something we are very conscious of. We want you to practice. And then we give, for select participants of the group, gold membership for free. What does this gold membership mean? It means you will be able to attend all Diploma Master Trainer courses in the future for free. All upgradations which will happen in the future courses will be for free. you can attend it. And any time, any class you want, you can attend for free. All gold member courses will be promoted by Back Solution without cost. That means if you are a gold member, we will promote your product free of cost. We have our own promotions. We have our own digital marketing team. We will promote it for free. Then Back Solution and platform will be available for gold members at a discounted price. The entire platform and facility will be available to you at a discounted price. We will help you create your programs. We will help you do everything. So, Diploma the Master Trainer is about niche creation, creating digital program of your knowledge, marketing and monetizing it. And how is that done? By providing you all the skill set which is required, by helping you master it with guided practice, launching you by holding your hand. I think you will not find a more comprehensive program than Diploma the Master Trainer. We help you identify your niche. We help you convert that niche into a digital program. We help you market and monetize it. How do we do that? By providing you the skill set necessary to identify the niche and convert it into a program. We help you master it with guided practice. And finally, we take you by the hand and launch you. Now the question must be in your mind, how do we do this program? Correct? How do you do it? To answer this question, how you should do this program, Diploma the Master Trainer, you need to think very seriously. This is not an easy decision to take. It is a career decision. It's a life decision. So let us traverse the decision pyramid and see how you should take, how you should come to the conclusion whether you should do this program. The pyramid begins at the top with the question, why should you be doing this? Ask yourself the question, why should you be doing this program? Is it because you want financial freedom and you want to earn a lot of money? Should you do this program because you want lots of money to earn a lot of money and have financial freedom? Should you do this program so that you can keep yourself engaged and not get bored in life? Should you do this program because you want social status, respect, and credibility? Or should you do this program because you've got a huge amount of knowledge and no avenue to share it in the world? Diploma the Master Trainer will help you earn, will help you be engaged, will help you create a social status for yourself, and will help you share your knowledge with everyone. And what is required to do all these things? What is required is an awareness and a clarity of understanding the opportunity which is there in the market. Many of us, we are unable to earn because we don't know what opportunity is there. Many of us can't keep ourselves engaged because we don't know which opportunity to tap into. Many of us are unable to be socially relevant because we do not know the opportunities there, and we are unable to share our knowledge because we don't know where the opportunity lies. Diploma the Master Trainer will help you clarify and understand the opportunity which is lying there. And once you understand that, you will also know what skill set is required by you to leverage it so that you can avail this opportunity. Every opportunity comes with a tagline, a price tag. The price tag is the skill set. With changing times, there is change in the type of skill set required. Diploma the Master Trainer will show you what skill set is required for you to avail this opportunity. And how will you do it? You will do it through Diploma the Master Trainer. Diploma the Master Trainer will help you acquire the skill set which is required. Diploma the Master Trainer will give you the guided practice to master that skill set and then take you by the hand and launch you. So once you have been able to answer the question why you should be doing this, for money, to be engaged, for importance and respect and credibility, or to share your knowledge, we will show you where the opportunity is. We will show you where the skill set is which is required to do it. We will help you acquire the skill set. We will give you the time and the ammunition to practice it, and then we will help you launch yourself. I'm sure I have raised lots of questions in your mind. You must be wondering. And I think you need time to think about it. So what I will do is I will ask my co-host Tasneem, to post a Calendly link in the chat box. The Calendly link gives you the slots which are free for you to fix up a 30-minute free one-on-one discussion with me. Come, fix an appointment with me in the slots which are available. And ask whatever question you want, I will answer it. And then you decide whether you should do the Diploma Master Trainer course or not. Friends, anything you do should give value to you. And if it is not giving value, then there is no sense in doing it. Diploma Master Trainer is the most valuable opportunity which has come your way. I want you to be absolutely convinced about it before taking a decision of joining Diploma Master Trainer. Tasneem ma'am, please post the link in the chat box and let them all fix their appointment.